All right, hello everyone. How are you all doing today? I am going to be continuing the Legend of the Red Shoes. Yeah, let's see. I did realize that I don't know if it was ever there or what, but I scratched out the dress that went over, and I realized I probably should have let the dress go over, not under, but I did sketch out the little doopy doops, and I'm gonna, hopefully that'll look better. It's a little hard to see right now. Let's see. Okay. This is just the Oahuhu glitter marker, and actually I'm going to make all the little scoopy thingies. I'm gonna put those into glitter marker as well because I just think it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I feel like I can't see anything. It's actually really hard to see. Let's see, does this make it any easier? Actually, kind of. Okay. Right there. You. Okay. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Okay, yep. And then little scoopy. Okay. Okay. And then little scoopy right there. Okay, and then little scoopy right there. Oh shit. Okay. Let's see what else right there. Okay. Okay. Let's go through this and do it. I did put some white marker right here. I'm gonna go back over it a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna take my paint markers out and do her skin. I have the Karen deco brushes, so I think I would have a decent colors to do her skin tone. I'm just, yeah, I don't like the fact that you can see her dress through her arm. Like, I know she's like, I don't know, I just don't like that it's like see-through like that. So I am doing that change. But other than that and doing the swirlies, like I improved the swirlies and I am leaving pretty much everything else the way that it was originally intended to be. And this is the lighter, right? Yeah. So when you get the Ohuhu markers, there's like a more pinky purple, and there's a more blue purple. And right here is the difference. So the more pinky purple is what we're using, and the darker purple is that like has that blue glitter on top. It's really pretty, just not obviously what I'm going for. And then I do have the iridescent gelatos. I may use those for the moon to make it glowy once I color it. We'll see. And then I may put a little bit of the iridescent gelatos into the background. I'm really bad at doing galaxies. I would really like, what I would love to do is, you know, get okay at galaxies and then come back in and put galaxy up in there. Ooh, actually, I do have a black glitter. I may do the black glitter. I love glitter, so I am, it was very much not a girly girl for a very long time, and you know, that goes into a lot of other issues. I was very much like I'm not like the other girls girl, and honestly, it's just been the last few years that while I'm still like, I love wearing black clothes and I love like my little gothness at heart, I also do like really bright colors and sparkles. I feel like a lot of girls that were raised in the mid 2010s spent a lot of their lives, like a lot of our lives, trying to like not be a girl, you know, because it was a sign, honestly, it was a sign of weakness. Like, all the girls wanted to be like tomboys and like, oh yeah, I don't have girlfriends, I hang out with the guys, I'm one of the guys. And like, you need girlfriends. If there's a young girl watching this, even though my page is not meant for anyone under 18, just because of the top, like, I'm a 31-year-old woman, you know, I want to be able to talk freely. But if there is any young girls watching or ever gonna watch, you need girlfriends. You need to be nice to your girlfriends. Your girlfriends will get you through so much bullshit that the boys will put you through. And yeah, I still have some really great guy friends, but I also don't have that many of them anymore because I dated them all, you know, when I was in my early teens, late teens, early 20s. And so I forfeited friendships because I thought that that was what I was looking for in a partner, because like, oh yeah, I know these guys so well, like they're my friend at the time, but no, they all kind of flipped, and a lot of them were a complete waste of space, to be completely honest. So, you know, just take that into consideration. You need friends, especially girlfriends. Girlfriends understand what you go through, you know. Guys will never understand what we go through as women, and we don't really understand what they go through as men. We're not programmed to think like they are. They also need guy friends. If there's any guys, young, old, whatever, go have freaking friends. You can't just exist as an island. You need friendship. Human beings need community. For thousands of years, we had community, and we don't do community anymore. And that is severely hurting all of us. And that is my inner anthropologist coming through. Okay. So let's see. Moss. Okay, here we go. All right, so I figure while I am working on what I'm working on, here is my color list. You can go right there. Okay. I'm gonna do this little grave in the foreground, and then I think I'm gonna work on the cobbles. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, oh my gosh, where's my little thingy? Oh, I didn't put on noise canceling. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, that should be a little bit better. I put my noise canceling on. I just remembered to. For this, I'm trying to make the stones look really old and roughened and where's my black? Okay. And like gross. Oh, there's purple right there. Did my hand like oh, I guess it did. That's fine. I'll color over it. Not the end of the world. Okay. So moss green, I'm going to actually no. I'm going to start with my shadows. I'm going to go in with espresso. I like espresso because it is mainly brown, but it has a lot of gray base in it. And so I like using it for shadows because it is a cooler color. Yeah, so. And then I don't like that the 8 is cutting out the statue. There. Okay. Alright, there's that. And then go over here. I am trying to color quick just because I would like to get through a decent amount of this page, and honestly, sorting out all my colors kind of took a while this morning. So yeah. And then I'm gonna put, oh no. See, that is the bad thing about glitter markers is they do take a little bit to dry. Not bad, but you just kind of forget about it while it's still tacky. Okay. Alright, so then that's done. Moss green. Okay. Then bloop. Okay, then over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some right there, and then we are gonna go kind of around a little bit. I did get some of my ground wash in on my stone. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely gonna be fixed, but it's also like my stone's dark, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of it all, So, all right, can put that down for now. I don't know if I'll go back to that. Let's see. We're going to do a 30% French gray. Sorry, okay. I started out with espresso, and then I went to the moss green. This needs to be like right there. Hold on, actually. Ugh. Okay, there we are. Okay. All right, so I started with espresso, which is $10.99, so it is this one, right there. And then I don't know if I'm going to go back to that, so I'm going to put that up. And then I went in with moss green, which is $10.97, so it's this one right here. I may go in once I'm done with the $10.91. It's this kind of icky yellowy green. And then I'm going to be going in with 30% French gray, which is $10.70, which is this one right here. And there we go. Except for the angel, I am going to actually do that in a brighter cold gray, I think. Do I have a cold gray up? I have a 10% warm gray. What is that? 30% cool gray. Okay, I'll use that. I don't want to have to rewrite my card out, to be honest. Just being lazy about it. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is 1061, and ooh, what is it used for? Mist. Okay. So this one right, oh sorry, this one right here. It is I have a foreground mist and a background mist. There is like some background mist if you look behind. You'll see when I get to it, or what I'm considering as background mist, that I'm going to be doing a lighter color. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna grab out another cool gray, or I'm gonna grab out a white. White and black aren't on there because they're obvious givens. I'm not gonna write them on there. They're pretty natural colors to use whenever. Okay, so this is a 20%. All right. 1060. Where's my pen? Okay. Cool gray. Ooh. Dumb. I should not have put the weight on like that. Okay. All right. So then going in here with a lighter color on the wing. Okay. Yeah, so that's 20% cool gray. I was using 30%. And then let me go in here. And then I will use a little black for the shadows, because you have carved like indents into it, so obviously there's going to be a deeper color. 20%. Okay. Okay. Mm. I like that, so that's good. White is going in the back, black is going in the back, and then, okay, what is it? 1060 goes there, 1061 goes there. All right. So going in with the 50%, French gray, which is 1072, which is right there. Sepia, this is 948, and it's down at the bottom right there. Second one up. Let me see. There we go. Get that a little bit more in the picture. Okay. $10.94. What is this color? Moss. Okay. I'm going into sandbar brown. It's $10.94. It's right here above 1090 or below 1097. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with green ochre 1091, which is that icky green yellow. Going in with 1070, which is 30% French gray right there. Okay, this is the moss green. Going in right here. Okay. That was espresso, 1099. Hold on. Oh my god. Whatever. Okay, this is green ochre. Where are we at? %90 French gray. Alright. Green ochre. Okay, this is 30%. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in with moss. Okay, I like that. All right. Tired. All right, going back in with espresso to darken the areas up. Okay. Going in with 50%, 1072. Okay. %, French gray. %, French gray. Okay. I'm gonna go back in and add some of the green ochre just to kind of get it a little bit more cohesive, and then I'm done with this. Okay, I think I'm done. If I fix it up, it'll be after I'm going towards the end of this. Whew, hot. All right, I'm gonna work on I know I said I was gonna work on the rock on the ground, but I think I'm actually gonna work on the sky a little bit. Okay. So I have 3 colors for the sky. 901 is indigo, 906 is Copenhagen, and 1101 is denim blue. All right. All right. Actually, I need my tiny eraser in my bedroom. I'm gonna pause you. I will be right back. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. I did put down a layer of watercolor on the sky. So now I'm just going in and darkening that because it's supposed to be nighttime. I may actually have to go in with like, let's see. Actually, that's not a bad idea. All right. This, and I will grab this, I think. Nope, not that. This. Thank you. What is that? Copenhagen. Okay. I am going to put some watercolor, some Prismacolor watercolor down. Oop, oop. All right, let's see. All right, so Prismacolor watercolors. I'm going to try to put it in here. The reason I'm going to do watercolors on top is because I just burnished this area, and I think because the watercolors are so much softer than the regular Prismacolors, it'll be easy to put color on top of the burnished part. And then the mist 1007. Where is it? 1007. Okay. Right here is a point of the mist. So I'm going to just color that purple to get it out of my way so that I can worry about this part. All right. And when it comes to my watercolors, I don't like to use an electric sharpener unless I absolutely break the point off that I'm trying to sharpen. Okay, that's a little better. I try not to use the electric sharpener with these. These are old. I'm running out. I'd rather not buy any new ones right now. I don't really have the money to be buying new Prismacolor watercolors, and I've had these for like, oh my god, like 4 to 5 years. I mean, they're not like they're old, but they're not like old in comparison to other people's stashes, So yeah, I may actually grab a marker. I know. And put down color onto the skeleton because I'm afraid, since the skeleton arm is so small, that once I put water down right here, it's going to just completely. Ooh, or I really didn't bring it in here, did I? I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna go and get um my liquid. I will be right back. Okay. So I did some on the hand, and now I'm gonna just finish the arm up. I do use a brush when I do this. I know some people don't. They'll use the silicone um thingies. I have those. I actually like to take this off with the silicone brush thingies. I just prefer this. And I use my good brushes, yes, because as long as you rinse your brush as soon as you're done with this, I've found that it doesn't actually gunk your brush up. So, like, where is that? Sure. So, like this, normal. So, yeah. And then, back to normal. Um, I think as long as your brush is wet, then you're not going to have an issue. But it's when you let your brush set, and I try to only get it on the very most tip. Oh my god, where is it? Wow, I actually cannot. Right there. There we go. So yeah, I try just to get it on the tip. I try not to get it near the where all the bristles are glued together. It's a bad idea. Anytime you mess with the glue that's deep in the middle, like at the end, I know there's a word name for it. I don't know the name. Like this part right here. I try not to get the what is it? Drawn gum. All right. And I do like to do a decently thick layer. I just think it comes up a little bit easier. So this will be my last layer. All right. I just do thin layers until I am satisfied with the consistency of said layer, the thickness, the opacity. It will be tacky once you once it's fully dry. There's some that isn't tacky, there's some that is clear. I like that the fact that this is blue, so you don't kind of end up screwing it up. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna put some on the hair as well of the third girl, because I think, because you can see the blue got on it, and I don't want to have to do a color correction on that. So okay. Okay. Okay, and then just okay. Can kind of see a little bit of the gum. Yeah, I can see a little bit of the gum and the bristles. That's okay. Um, what I do is I just do this to get it out, and then once it's fully dry, you should be able just to flake it out. But it did get really close up to the where the bristles glue into the brush, and I don't like how close that is, but it is what it is. It's like, I think this paintbrush is $4. It's not, the most expensive brush, but it isn't cheap by any means. All right, and sometimes if you use a small enough brush, you can just bloop, do that, and just get a little bit of the water. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. You can also dip your brushes in boiling water, like dip, 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 reshape them, hang them upside down, dry. All right. I don't think it. Okay, yeah, and the gum doesn't go through. At least the Kirby Rosanna's paper because it's so thick. All right. Now, okay. There's that and that. Okay, so now we're going to just do this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Looks okay. I mean, I know it's not like any. It doesn't really, change the look in any specific way. It just, I think it looks a little bit more smooth to do it like this. So. Okay. This is a number 2 round brush. I think it might be better. I don't want to use that number 1 again until I can clean it better, or unless I use the drawing gum again. So we shall see. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And then whenever I'm ready for these to come off, this is what I use. And this is what some people use to put the gum on with, but I don't like to do that. I'm gonna pause you real quick. Sorry, I listened to videos in the background and I couldn't stand what I was listening to. So I just put on a video from my colorful country life, testing out the sparkliest watercolors ever, which I do love. Sparkles. Actually, I am so excited. It should be coming today, but the rest of my coloring supplies are not coming today. But I got a very new and unique book. I haven't seen anyone on here test it or do anything with it. And I will be using completely new mediums with it, so I'm so freaking excited, and I think you guys will really, really like it. So make sure that you're on the lookout for the middle of next week. That's when I should be bringing the video. I will do I'll do a flip through, probably a silent quick flip through, and I think I'll post it on the Instagram. So if you're following me here, go follow me over there. I will put in my Instagram into the description of this video so that you can see my new book. So excited. Okay, yeah, nope, that's not gonna work. So we are going to go in with this black. And the reason I'm lining this with black is because the stone is almost going to look like a shadow when you're looking through it at night, whenever, you know, like, and realistically, I should, if the moon is coming from this way, there should be more of a shadow like this. Like that should be darker because of this, the color, like the sky and whatnot. Okay. One thing I hate about sticky things is putting my hand in it. I cannot stand setting my hand down on those. It like I know it's supposed to be sticky, but I put my hand in it. I'm like, oh god, that's sticky. Not supposed to be sticky. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just a me thing. I don't really like sticky things. But it works really well, and I will keep it on there until I finish the, okay, until I finish the mausoleum, because it'll just be easier. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go in with some denim blue, I think, around here. So this is indigo, and then this is the denim blue, and then I may go in with Copenhagen. So these are the three colors that I'm going to be going between. So yeah, 1101 is actually darker than the 906, even though the 1101 looks lighter than the 906 on the barrel. So this is my dark, my medium, and my light. So the closer that I get to the moon, I'll be using more of the Copenhagen. The farther I get away from the moon, I will be using indigo. Sorry, hold on. The closer that I get to the moon, I will be using Copenhagen, which is 906. The farther away, I will be using more denim blue and then indigo, and then probably just pure black over here. And all this edge is just going to be really dark shadow. So okay, yeah, I think to right here is where that split is going to happen. So this area is more going to be the indigo color. And then some black with watercolor, I think. Okay. I would like to start dabbling in making watercolor. I know you can make your own binder from home. I know, what is her name? Burgette Pigments? Is that who she is? She was on TikTok. I'm no longer on TikTok. Um I may go to TikTok for my videos, but I no longer like I might start putting these on TikTok. Um but I don't go on TikTok for fun anymore because I was spending so much of my life on it and I didn't like it. But when I was on it, I think her name was Burgette Pigments, and she has a really easy, really cheap watercolor binder recipe. Um, and I've been meaning to look it up and look how you make it because I would really like to start making um, watercolor pigments and sourcing really cool micas and make like shimmers, but also just make really interesting colors. I know she makes a lot of colors from earth, and I think that would be really cool to do. Like when I go to Florida, I could stop into Georgia, grab, like the Southern Georgia clay. That is a very beautiful orange, just stuff like that. I think it'd be really neat. Um, I also have, the wildflowers here in West Virginia. I could dry them and crush them and try to get their colors, like I have a bunch of rose heads that I saved. Could crush those up and make like a very deep, deep, deep red oil, or not oil, but a watercolor, and call it like Everlasting Love or something. I think that, I don't know. I just really like making things, but the issue is I need to sell things. I need to get a store back up and running. I have a lot of resin stuff I need to put up for sale. Um because I just have it sitting at my house. So yeah, I don't know. I do have quite a bit of stuff that I need to sell. And I'm not going in I'm not going at this coloring very lightly, and it's actually starting to hurt my wrist. So I'm really just trying to get this sky done with, and I think I may do the rest of the sky off camera because this is honestly kind of boring for me and probably for you. So I do think I will go start at the bottom. And I know I do tend to jump around a lot. It is who I am as a colorist. I cannot sit there and regimentally color things. I have to skip around and give myself other things to do. Where's the sky? Sky goes back in there. I will put those with the sky because if I'm coloring the same thing, I get very bored, and then I start to get really messy, as you can see with my coloring. And I just don't really like that. So, yeah. All right, shoes. I'm gonna finish. I don't know why her shoes are only halfway completed. There we go. shoes. Okay. So for the stones, I'm going to take, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? Do grass green. So 909. Where I'm gonna put it, I genuinely do not know. Okay. Where's my pen? Really? Pen? Okay, ground. Which is gonna be 909. So the little sprigs of grass coming through is going to be colored with grass green, and because there is that darker wash on the page, I do think that this won't be as bright. If it is as bright, then I will go in behind it with some olive green, I think. Because obviously, I don't want these colors to be super, actually, you know what, I have a set of just straight midtones, so I might pull out some of those, actually. Let's see, do some Wild Thyme as well as Pine. So these are from the Castle Arts Harmonious palette. 63, 62, 62, 63, ha. So both of these are from the Harmonious palette. This is 62. These are a harder oil-based core, and they are midtones. A lot of midtones that other companies do not put. So I think there's a lot of issues with midtones. Companies do not like to put their midtone, like they don't like to make midtones. I don't know why. It's either very bright or very dark colors and not a lot in between. And if you're someone who doesn't want to constantly be layering and mixing colors, this is a very good palette to have, because it's a 72 palette, and these are, hold on, I actually have my swatch card right here. This is the colors. So you can see they're really, really dark muted colors. There's mid muted colors. There's light muted colors. They're very mid tones for all the light, medium, and dark ranges. So because you do still have midtones in lights and darks, it's just not, like Pavilion Gray. Obviously, that's a light tone, but that's not pastel like wheatgrass is. Wheatgrass is actually wheatgrass and mulberry mist and calamine. I would actually probably say that these are more pastel than midtones, but the rest are pretty much midtones. So I do really want to get the pastel tints, because pastel tint, I believe, has gray added to it, and so it is also, while it is a light color, it's not going to be the super brightest. Like, it's not going to be like a deco yellow or a deco pink from Prismacolor, so okay. Yeah, I think it looks nice. There we are. Maybe go in a little bit more, and then we will force. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I don't know what I want to watch, you guys. I'm so tired of watching and listening to things, but I really just need something to listen to. Really. Okay. Please. Okay. Okay. So do maybe some bay leaf. It's a very pretty dark color, and I really like this color. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so $65 HA. Did pine already, did that color already. Okay, so the ground, so these are the grass colors. Ground, GRASS. Okay, so the ground, so stones. Like, yeah, okay. 13, 15, 14. Okay, so 13, 14, 15, 14, 15, 17, HA, 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 HA. Thirteen is driftwood. 15 is stone gray, which is more of a French gray. 14 is a moss gray, which I definitely would not say that's moss, but what is. And then 17 is vintage grape. It's going to have a purpley tone, and I think that'll reflect like everything really nice. Okay. Boop. Okay. So, I don't know. Right there. Y'all can see that one. Okay. So, let's see. What else do I want? Also, you can use only Prismas. Like, if you're wanting to do similar colors to this because you like my end product, then you could do like for the vintage grape, you could do this one and mix it with a darker color, or you could do like a black grape and mix it with a gray. Like there's ways to mix these colors. Most of these ones, like the 13, 14, 15, are going to be a French gray. Then 62, 63, 65. 63 is going to be like a, I would say probably like a jade green is probably the closest. Or, I'm sorry, celadon green. Yeah, I think 62 would be a celadon green, which is 1090. And then 63 would probably be about a kelp green. Because it has that like bit of gray in it, but it's still mainly green. So, and if celadon, if you don't like the celadon green, then I do think you could do the jade green. So, yeah, there's definitely ways to do this. I just thought that doing these might make my life personally a little bit easier. So, all right. All right. Oh God, really? Really? See, I hate this pencil case. I genuinely do. Seriously, it's such a waste. It's okay. All right. All right. So 946. 1074. We're not gonna comment that. I know I just screwed that up. It's okay. We're not commenting on it. 1074. I'm gonna do a mixture of these two towards the back. So 1074 is 70% French gray and 946 is dark brown. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna grab black. Okay, and then let's see. 15. I'm definitely not using chocolate. Don't like that. Vintage grape. I need my eraser. Okay. Seriously? It's the only bad thing is like, I don't know why, but these pencils do not like to be sharpened. Okay. Okay. And then let's see. This, I'm not going to use any of the reds. Okay. So really I'm just going between these colors and picking what I like the best, as well as black. Okay, and then okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna do driftwood. Okay. And I'm just going in with this French gray here. Okay. Then right here. Okay. 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 I'm gonna do 18, which is porpoise. Why do you keep doing that, dude? You know how you're supposed to do this. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Oh man. Okay. This is 18. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I do like that. You know, just that texture, and it does look I mean, it's the road. It's not supposed to look super clean, you know, and like well colored. So, okay. Honestly, I like that. I'm gonna, I think, spend a little bit of time coloring her dress, and then I'm gonna get off of here. This will be shown, um, posted for tomorrow, Saturday, and then later I may color some more of this for Sunday, or I may go on to a different work in progress, because the weekends are going to be, for me, since I work the weekends, they're going to be like work in progress weekends, just so I don't have to think about anything. And yeah, I don't know, just that's how I wanted to do it. So uh dress that, and I think that, right, 1061 1107 okay, 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so dresses those four purple colors. Okay. All right. Okay, there's that. And then for the mist around her, it's going to be 1100 and 1107. 1107 is Imperial Violet, and 1100 is China Blue. So, yeah. So, actually, do Imperial Violet. I really like this color. I did not find it until I got the 125 set. So, easy to say that this has quickly become one of my favorite colors to use now that I have it. Okay. 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 Um, okay. 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 Dark purple, dahlia. Let's see. What do I want to do? Dark purple, dahlia purple. 931, 1009. Okay. 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 Okay, 10:09. Okay. Okay. And then I think, because this is inside, these are her ribs. I think I'm going to make that black. There we go. Okay. And then I think I'm going to make the fire blue. Okay. That, and then I think yellow. Yep. Okay. 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 Okay, and then okay, I think right here. Where is my, really? Right there. Ooh. Okay, okay, okay. 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 That. Ah. Okay. About to end the video, but I did want to do a couple more things before it end. Where's my pen? My pen. Right there. Good lord. Okay. Jelly. Okay. So let's see right here. Right here. Sparkly blue, and it is 7:38. I don't know if this is orange or red. I think it might be red. It's actually not bad of a color. 7:19. Okay, And now these are the two colors I was not sure about. 403P. I don't think I have just a normal. I think it's either going to be the neon or the pastel. And then this one, which is 403. I guess this is not the normal 403, even though it's like a neon color, which 403. Okay. So yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna do this. Where are we at? There we are. Okay. And I did want to make it look like her body is almost like burning off of her from the friction of the dancing. So that's what I'm doing with this. And then that way it actually kind of looks like something and not just like weird yellow stuff coming off of her body. And then I'm gonna add this. And then I'm gonna take this while it's still visibly wet. Just okay. Stop. Okay. Loop, 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 right there. And then right there, right there, right there, right there. Okay. So the good thing about Jelly Roll is if you put it on burnished pencil, so sometimes it doesn't go on the pencil well. So if you can get it on the pencil, it takes a while to dry because it has to dry on top. It doesn't really soak into the fiber too quickly of the page. So then you can take a very small paintbrush and you can move it. And then I am going to do this, go over that. This is my gray lavender color. And then I'm just going to add the purple sparkles, and then I will be done for the day on this. Or I guess at least for now. I gotta go grocery shopping and get ready for the work week and whatnot. It's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sadly. Okay. Okay. I love glitter. Okay. There. And then right there. Okay. So once that dries, let me see, where's my paintbrush? Right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. And then once those layers are dry, I can put in a little bit more of that red and yellow to kind of blend it out and make it look a little bit more cohesive. So I'm going to be taking the lighter purple of my glitter pens, or glitter markers, I guess. Okay, so there's that. And honestly, because this is taking forever, I will probably do some off camera. I think I may just do like the rest of the sky off camera. Whatever I do off camera, I will explain the next time that I come on camera. Just because I am a pencil colorist, so things tend to take a very long time for me. And so I don't know if you guys would necessarily want to sit through and watch every single second of me coloring very big sections, or if you'd rather just see me do small snippets of sections and then I can go off camera and do the other, sections. So that's kind of what I have in mind. If you would rather just see me fully color the sections, then I can also do that. I just, I don't know how much you guys want to see, really. Okay. Okay. It's actually like that. Cool. All right. I will. Hold on. And this is what we have to work with. So I think we did a good amount today with this, with the 2 hours and 5 minutes that we've been coloring. As of right now, let's see. Blue, no, yep, okay. As of right now, this tombstone is actually my favorite. I really like that. I did not think that I would like the tombstone that much. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you continue to enjoy the series, and let me know if you guys have any questions or you want to see a specific technique. If I don't know how to do it, then I'll figure it out and I'll bring you guys along. Have a great day.